Keep it a buck. We are back. Clap it up. Let's clap it up. Yes. Hey, we again have another very special guest. We are not worthy, but he brought his talents and his presence here, so we really appreciate it. See if I can give a good intro. He's been on AP Bio, Netflix, BET, MTV, Comedy Central. You probably definitely know him, what was it, 9 years ago now? Last Comic Stand.
You doing a hell of a job. I thought you was reading something.
Nah, I'm just...
Because he looked
my dog like that.
off in his mind. That's okay.
He did his homework.
I'm looking into the, looking into the stratosphere. 2015 Last Comic Standing. Champion.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clayton English.
Clayton.
Hey.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Hey, that's a hell of an intro. I really thought you was
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Y'all got to look in the stratosphere a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes, hey, but that's how you know. Like they say, straight up, that means you trying to recall. Off to the right, you trying to remember. If a bitch looking left,
she lying.
Lying like a motherfucker, bitch. What's over there? Ain't nothing over there.
Ain't nothing over there.
Ain't nothing. Nah, we really do appreciate you coming, man. Welcome to Jacksonville, man.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man.
Big show tonight.
Yeah, it's
Big
going
show
to go crazy,
tonight.
man.
Open it
I
up.
always love Florida. My family from Pensacola, so anything in Florida. I got a little family here in Jacksonville too. They a little older. They not gonna come out tonight. It's gonna be too much for them. But
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So I like the area. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be one of the ones.
Now, are you from Pensacola?
Yeah, my family from there. I lived there probably till about second grade. Then we started moving around and wound up in Atlanta. So,
Gotcha. Now, what year did you get to Atlanta?
96, the Olympics.
96. Oh,
when the Olympics first cracked off, man.
So Atlanta home.
Yeah, that's where I did all my important learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
All the first a young man has.
Gotcha.
Were had. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So now you a Florida boy by nature, but then you went on to Atlanta. Any differences that you can recall, or were you a little too young to notice any differences?
Nah, not really. So for me, it was just the size and the scope and how things were bigger. Like Pensacola, nothing really comes through there. Still kind of, like it's not big for concerts. Like people come there on their way up, but once they big, it's hard to get somebody to Pensacola. They wind up going to Mobile and stuff. So I just immediately saw more opportunities, more people. Like, you can actually see this rapper. At you know what I'm saying? Oh, the rapper's going to this and signing stuff. Yeah, so I just saw the scale of stuff and more black people that seem to kind of have their own and running stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. So let everybody know where you went to college at.
FAMU.
FAMU.
Tallahassee.
Florida.
I went. I didn't go. I went.
Hold on.
Why we knew
talk about that now. I ain't go, but I went.
Okay, so
what's up? What's the scoop on it, man?
Okay. You can go, and that's when you going. You go to class. I was going my first year. After I discovered, it's something going every night. I can get into everything. That's when I went. I went to school.
So you went to the festivities.
I went to school. I didn't go to class.
Okay.
You understand? I was up there. I was on the set.
Okay. Yeah. You with a bunch of people. You with a lot of people. Yeah. I'm sure some people that did the same exact thing.
You start the first year I went and things. It wasn't nothing. I did actually pretty well my first year. It's just once all the extracurricular, and then you start exploring, what you want to do and what are they teaching me? They teach me how to work for somebody. Okay. Dang, do I want to work for somebody? I know I want to do something over here with the radio, so I got on with a radio show. I got on with the radio station. The radio station in Tallahassee is actually a FM station. Most time, college station, little AM, something don't go far. The FAMU station is always like the number 3 or number 2 station in Tallahassee. Wow. So to be able to, and then so I started seeing other stuff, and I'm like, dang, they not really teaching me how to do the things I want to do. It's not gonna be taught in here. But the experience taught me so many lessons.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because you're talking about kind of being your own man now, staying in your own lane. Not working for the man.
Yeah.
how much that mean to you to be in control of your own destiny, to where you can kind of run your own project or pass something down to your children if you got kids?
It's the world. It's the world to me because I think I spent a lot of time trying to fit into a mold of this is how they say it works. Do these things, and this is what's gonna set it off. And do these things, and you'll be on that. But then the goalposts always gonna be moved on.
Facts.
When you first start doing comedy, oh, you ain't been doing it long enough. All right, then you start doing it long enough. Oh, you need a TV credit. You get a TV credit. Oh, you need this. But I saw all this in real time, and I saw it early. You know, I saw the TV. I got on TV quick. You know what I'm saying? So now what's up? And now they like, oh, well, you need, and then they come to this. Now it's like, oh, well, you need the social media. Okay, I get a social media. Okay, what about now? Oh, well, you need, so it's just, you gotta know when you can strike, where you can win, and that's how it kind of worked out for me, man. Like, just piecing it together, but being able to do your own thing and being able to create it yourself, you gotta get this art out. If you an artist, you gotta get it out. It don't matter, you gotta stop caring about the results. You can't be a perfectionist. It's gonna kill all your projects.
Just get it out.
That's your obligation. However the fuck it's received, if it fails, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I moved out to LA for about 3 years. I learned out there, oh, these motherfuckers' failures is different than our failures. We fail. Bruh.
In the world.
Fucked up. Damn. Boy, how my kids gonna eat? It's doom and gloom.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
They fail forward. I done seen people excited for their projects to fail because that project was just a step to where they really trying to go.
Right.
If the project would have succeeded, they would have had to spend more time on that project, and they really didn't want to spend time on that project. They did that project hoping to get a step forward to do what they really want to do. So when stuff would fall down and not go through, it's a blessing. The Lord is looking out in ways you can't imagine. I had a show get picked up by a network. They canceled the shit while we the second week in the writer's room.
Shut up.
Second week in the writer's room. I done had people, I done recommended people, I done got people to come out here to LA to be writers on the show. So now, me and my homeboy who came up with the show, we like, damn, you know, that's fucked up. And they like, well, they gonna take care of them. And I'm like, okay, once I got that out the way, I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Now, what about us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
This what contracts for. We got paid 8 episodes. Didn't shoot none.
it's crazy.
So you got paid?
Got paid for
check
8
though.
episodes that we did not shoot. We were only gonna shoot 10.
Now, how you felt about that? It didn't get out, but you got paid for it. I mean, you
Because
obviously
I
like the
learned
money.
that
but-
lesson
Yeah.
of the things failing for. You can't control what happened up at the top. The CEO, the people that approved our show was fired. So we coming in, yeah.
The key word though is lesson. They say every L is not a loss. Sometimes they're lessons.
Yes, man. And if you hold on to the loss, guess what you leaving behind? You leaving the lesson. Pick that lesson up, move on.
Keep on going.
And I guarantee you it's gonna pay off.
So tell me this. You talked about having somebody always having one more thing for you to do once you did it and once you proved them right. You done been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Literally what I named in the intro, that's literally probably like a tenth of what you actually done. Like
Yeah,
seriously, you know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
telling the truth, not
Yeah.
trying to gas. So with all of that being said, like if you have to look back, and here we speak on transition, right? If you have to look back at now being able, you know, in hindsight, now you're telling someone else, you know, hey, look, when somebody tells you you have to do one more thing or whatever, you know it's the truth and you know what's a little fabricated.
Yeah.
How much of your past would you have changed, and how much, or I guess how much time would have not wasted if you could go back and, you know, look at that process again?
I gotta take that lessons approach because
Right,
I don't think
right,
it was time wasted, but I always kind of had it in me. It
Right.
might have just manifested a different way because even when I wasn't getting booked at the comedy club, the thing was send your tape, send your tape, send your
Right.
tape. I came from that era. You gotta send a video and then they'll approve you. I said, you know what? Nobody responded to these emails. I'm just gonna get good. I'm gonna be the best I can in this city. I'm gonna be able to rip any stage in any corner of this city. And let me stop worrying about whatever the fuck they system is.
Right.
Because obviously, for whatever reason, they're not fucking with me right now. So let me get good. And that was the best advice that I would still give myself that advice. I would give that advice to anybody. Get good at your craft. Where you at if you able to. Now, if there's no outlets where you at, you gonna have to grow. You know what I'm saying? Work with what you got while you can, but yeah.
Gotcha. So things changed from the start of your comedic journey to last comic standing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when that's where it paid off.
Right.
That's where to get good.
Right.
Get good at what you do. That's where it paid off.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So since 2015, since then, you know, where has your journey taken you? Obviously, you're here right now, but where's your journey taking you that you're almost shocked? You're almost like how in the world, you know, did I get here? Or
It's been a couple of those. The Just for Laugh Comedy Festival, that happened right in 2015, right when I hit, and then moving out to LA, the opportunities I got, I never would have thought. Working on Bad Boys, I worked on Bad Boys 3 and 4. Was able to be on set.
What was that like, dog? God, that's a big.
That's
Hold on,
huge.
man. Let's not downplay that,
more,
bro.
one more.
Let's
Listen, man, listen.
not downplay that, bro.
Listen. Shout out Will
huge.
Smith because during the pandemic he was shooting some content. I had worked with the guy that had become his like social media in charge of running this whole campaign or whatever. So I'd done a commercial with this guy. This guy called me. We need some comedians just to punch up some stuff. One thing about me, I'm gonna try to be funny in the room. Either you gonna like how I'm funny or not.
Right.
But I'm not gonna get in there and clam up. I'm gonna go in there and shoot. So when we went, I'm already a fan. Bad Boys is the movie, me and my little brother, that's the first R-rated movie I took him to see. I snuck him to see it.
Crazy.
You know, and
Full circle.
Wow.
and
now
you know,
you're a part of it.
Man,
Full
come on,
circle.
man. That's one of the movies we watched till the damn near tape popped. So then that plug in, and then he was doing something else to promote something. They called me for punch up. He's like, hey, we shooting Bad Boys, come to set. One thing led to another. I was on set for probably 30 days, just having input. And, you know, oh, well, what if you said it like this? Just trying to throw jokes around. And it really is not, what am I gonna tell Will Smith
Legends.
or Martin
Come on,
Lawrence?
man.
What am I gonna
goats
tell
there.
them about funny?
That's kinda wild.
But
That's
the
wild.
thing is, being such a fan of them,
Right.
it's like, what would I want to see them do?
Right.
And so if I could push them in that direction, what have you said? You know what I'm saying? Just throwing out, and that gets them rolling, and they got some, and so to see it and to be a part of it, that was amazing. The fourth one I only got to work on 2 weeks because of the writer's strike, but just being around those dudes, man, and seeing what they created at the peak, like Martin was at his peak. Will was at his peak. When they came together for Bad Boys, that don't happen.
Right.
Y'all got two of the best,
Yeah.
not just sitcoms, black sitcoms. They telling y'all 2 black dude leads ain't gonna work as far as international movies.
Come on.
But look at their last press run when they was over in Brazil.
Bananas.
Them motherfuckers had the capoeira dancers, everybody.
Right,
Win,
right.
mate,
I did
the
see that,
samba,
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, they went all that out.
Everything,
They
man,
went all
what?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, man. So yeah, it just that was one of them real moments like, I'm on set with, but everything paying off too. This where the Lord just really held me down because everything that I fucked with came into play on that movie. I'm a fan of action movies. So when they talking about stuff, I'm like, oh, like such and such. The director's looking at me like, yeah. He know what I'm talking about. So then all the things I rock with, if I, on the video games, I'm like, oh, so you mean like a weaponized drone, like they got on the, and they like, okay, cool. Then it's like all the funny stuff. So all the things you used to get in trouble for is the things that's getting me paid now. Talking in class, being funny, being loud, goddamn, talking shit, being on the game. All these things is paying off. And so, yeah.
I gotta ask you this, man. Do you feel, I guess, pressured a little bit? You talking about 2 huge stars. Martin and Will are going down as legends and goats, okay?
Already.
Is there pressure being on a site of like, damn, I got to get this, get that? Do you feel, I don't want to say intimidated, but is it something that you feel being on the scene with them where it's like, damn, I'm really living in this moment?
Yeah, and it's you don't want to disappoint. And it's wherever I go, I want to add value. If you got me here for a reason, I just don't.
That's it.
I'm not finna just sit here and collect a check. Cause I would fire me.
Right.
If I got somebody here to hey man, what's some things we could do? What's some punch up? What's your comedic mind got to say for this? And they don't say nothing. Hey man, I'll give you maybe 2 days. I'll give you 2 days. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever got you in the room, that's what's gonna keep you in the room.
So how do you stand your ground? Because I'm sure it's you as other people on site too, like you said, you will fire your own self. Do it get competitive in a way of, let me make sure I'm on my shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to be like
You don't want, yeah, man, you got
That's what I'm saying. You're right though, because you can't, so you got to pick your pockets. So the other blessing was I had a dude who was on set that was my mentor basically, man. Like, and I had met with him on some totally different business. Totally different business. I see him on set. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's good?
Right.
He take me under his wing. He been doing it for the long. It's things I don't know. I'm trying to hear what they saying on set. I don't know you supposed to go get the headphones that tap into the audio.
Right.
I'm too close to the camera. The director about to slap the shit out of me because I'm over there. They like, man, who the fuck is this leading in my shot? Because I'm trying to listen to what they saying and write down to that. So he like, all right, boom. You go to audio, get your thing. Okay, and he's like, you gotta find your pocket. Shout out to Mike, man, Socio, the dopest dude out there. I think he got a pod you can check out. But
Definitely.
Man, he was like, you gotta find those moments to say something. You can't bombard them with the stuff while they trying to get their lines together.
Right.
He was like, the walk to set is a good time. And always ask, is it a good time? That's the thing about it. You don't have to try to, oh, hey, what? No, it's like, you wanna hear what you got?
Right.
And you'll get that. Or you'll get, not right now, because, bro, you making a movie, man. They gotta remember the whole script. I ain't gotta remember the whole script.
Right.
Like if somebody just interrupting you while you trying to go through it, like you would be annoyed with that too. So it's finding the pockets, finding the moments, looking, and because sometimes they'll look up like, what's a better way to say this? Right. So yeah, just being on point. Yeah.
So you talk about that portion of your, I won't say new career, but your extended career now.
The writing stuff, yeah, this AP bio. I got to write on that out in LA. That's what LA gave me. That's LA let me know I got more
That's
skills.
a lot that goes into that, brother. I tip my hat off to you. A lot of people don't know about that writing behind the scenes and what goes on. There's a lot of work that go into that, dog.
But in the right environment, it's amazing. It's amazing to see how people can collaborate and come together to make like all your favorite stuff.
Yeah. Would you compare it to like ghostwriting a little bit? Like what does that look like when y'all come together and draw that up?
Yeah, because you're not getting credit for the joke.
Right.
If you write the whole script, yeah, you'll get credit. But if it's a writer's room involved, it's all types of input. You know what I'm saying? So if I could get a joke in, it's one more joke than we had. That go back to the adding the value. Like,
is that a big time? Like, is that a lot of brainstorming when y'all all sitting around? Like, it take a while?
Yeah, I mean, it does, but you on a time frame.
Right.
So that also helped. I got ADD. I got ADD, bro. I can't work until
brain going, huh?
I can't work until it's almost due.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta
the
get.
same thing.
Come on, man.
But
it come out.
We all got it.
It come out good.
I told my mom I had no problem.
It come out.
Yeah.
Well, look, we finding this shit out later in life.
Yeah.
They didn't even have this shit for us.
This was nah.
You know what
get diagnosed back then.
They diagnosed me, told me I had ADD, tried to put me in the slow class. I said, hey, I got trouble paying attention, not with intelligence.
But don't need no help.
Because you know they put you all together. Back then they were just like, what, go in there with them.
Everything, all kind of different problems. Nah.
Yeah.
So you've been writing jokes for a while, right? You've been writing your own jokes for a while. So then you go into this new extended avenue, right, of entertainment. Now you gotta, then you go back on stage, right? What do you bring from that new world back on stage that's helped you out?
Oh man, it's everything. It's seeing how stuff is laid out. Now, like I'm like, oh, if I'm doing a scene, I can see this as an actual scene, and not only just visually, I can see how it needs to be put together. Like, okay, this is the setting. This is where it is. This is what's setting us up. This is how it leads in. So everything kind of fueled everything. So. Yeah, the writing stuff now, and now I'm just taking on bigger stuff, writing stuff for myself, other people, however I can, like actual scripts. Like that was the thing before, that was the big mystery. And now I'm like, all right, it's unlocked, what you gonna do with it now?
Right.
Like being in that writer's room, I felt like, I added value, I did, but y'all paid me to learn. Like I got paid to go to college in the best environment. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike O'Brien and AP Bio, because that was the one. I got paid to do this and learn from y'all. Okay, yeah. So I know I got something, but it's always been that. It's always been that. You keep pushing yourself, and you're gonna hit that milestone.
You writing and you doing comedy now. I'll be doing other things, but what we just talked about, writing and comedy, I feel like you're just getting started. With your career.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
still,
like you got a long time
it's
to
a
go.
marathon. We've been saying this.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What other extensions do you want to add on to your resume or onto your CV, as you will?
Oh man, I think just keep the acting going.
Right.
Everything that I'm doing, I just want to take it up to another level. Even with the podcast stuff, I got my own podcast now, the English Majors. I also do another podcast called War on Drugs, which is kind of more informational and just talks about the bigger picture of the war on drugs and how it affects, everybody. Even if drugs don't affect your family, you being affected by it. And my podcast is just English Majors. That's my ADD brain going. I get to ramble. During the pandemic, I started going live. It'd be a few people in there, but I couldn't get on stage. So that was my stage for the time period. But it brought something out that I was like, oh, I gotta find a way to do this, and that's kind of what the English Majors extension is. So, yeah, man, just everything I'm doing, I don't want to stop anything I'm doing, and I don't want to slow anything down at this point.
So add to it. Now,
Hey man, speaking of your podcast, I'm actually subscribed to your channel.
Okay, cool.
I watch all your shit.
Yeah,
Funny
yeah,
as hell,
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Oh my God, you had a segment on there talking about toxic femininity.
Come on, toxic
Lord.
femininity.
We
If
gonna
it
dive-
go
we
one
gonna-
way,
We got to dive into that.
if it go one way, it gotta go
boy.
back the other.
We
say that one
have
more
to
time?
dive in.
If it go one way,
Come on.
it gotta go back the other. We hear the toxic masculinity.
Chop that
That's
up in the real.
that's
Chop that up. You got to have that one.
Hey, you had the board up and all though. You went to school on this one.
So shout out to Jeff.
All
'Cause
right.
Jeff worked for 85 and he put my board together every episode.
Yeah, so,
I'm
hold on.
amazed
Shout
how
out to
fast
Jeff.
he
That's
do
his
it.
name. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. Big shout out to Jeff. We see you. I like that.
Creative
I like
dude,
that.
quick. He did it. He drew the little lady in the toxic waste. But she coming out the toxic waste with the slime on it. I said, all right, my
Lord.
boy, yeah.
Oh, we gotta dive in.
Yeah, toxic femininity. I mean, it's a lot of the stuff that, we cause some of the problems. I ain't even going. A lot of people ain't
Talk
gonna be
about
real.
it. Keep it a buck.
We done caused a lot of the problems. The money, they want the money that fast. That's because y'all was tricking off so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, toxic femininity, really, okay, I said it on there, man. The dudes is acting like bitches. And the bitches is acting like dudes. So if a bitch got toxic masculinity, what is that? They just done took our shit and repurposed it. And so what's our toxic shit?
Right.
Doing the bitch shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
being emotional, reacting.
Yeah.
These bitches ain't got no feelings no more.
Oh, they know him now.
Zero.
They know him. It's a different name.
Zero.
They doing real
Different
drugs.
game.
Real drugs.
Give me an example of one.
I seen a bitch roofie herself.
Stop. Roofie herself?
The bitch
Shut up, bro. Stop. Not Roofie herself, dog. Cut it out, bro. I've never heard of that.
Bro, we at the bar. I done locked eyes with the bitch. The bitch caught me. She done put some shit in her drink. She looked at me like,
Oh my God.
Stop.
I said, oh, this bitch, yeah, okay.
Yes.
They out here. Yeah, man.
They coming like that?
Man, I done seen, And they be cute little chicks, and you just be like, hey, bitch, you
right.
dropped your powder bag. Like,
Stop, bro.
yes.
Drugging yourself is completely nasty work. Who's ever out there doing that is crazy.
You be surprised.
Crazy.
You be surprised. They come on one and then want to get on some more. So
And act like somebody else drugged them too.
yeah,
Act like somebody else did it.
she gonna drug you.
Oh.
After she drug herself.
She used to it. You ain't. Your pocket's gonna be flipped inside out.
That is wild.
It make her tipsy.
Right.
It's gonna put you to sleep.
Right.
Yo.
But
God,
it's out there, man. Women like they don't want to have accountability for stuff. They don't want to acknowledge things, and they don't want to, like. It's actions that's got to be taken. Sometimes you can correct these things if you talk about them, but if you don't leave it open to be talked about, and I don't think we talk, black men and women like we should.
Right.
We talk to this first.
Yeah, that's true.
Facts.
We'll talk to this phone first before we actually try to say something to, the person. And then some of these bitches, you better not say nothing to them. So, that bitch that went upside your head.
Yo, it get aggressive out here.
They definitely more production based now. It's what you can do for me.
Big facts.
And what you can do for me now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like right now.
Absolutely.
Like not even a little bit, like the potential, like a potential man now. That's kind of, that's the last of a dying breed.
But it's all over the place. It's all over the place. They say that, right? They say they want you to provide, they want this, they want you to take care of stuff off top, right? But then they want to say they got a roster, they got options.
Right.
So then what the fuck you need me to do everything for?
Come on.
If you're not using the resources you got, you understand what I'm saying? You looking at me like I got a big piece of gold. Bitch, you got 10 gold mines. You need to be out there shaking the pan, bitch.
Right.
Get what you can from who you can. You trying to hit one lick. It used to be back in the day, women used to try to break the bank slowly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they wouldn't try to hit you with the most expensive thing off rip, try to buy the most expensive.
Get you bought in.
Like a domino effect.
Let me test his pockets. Let me see. You gonna test his limits. And it's gonna be a limit.
Right.
And you gonna hit it, and he never gonna let you know you hit it, but you ain't never gonna see this motherfucker again. He never gonna give you nothing again.
So we talk about transition. So how do you feel, right, that we've gotten to this point? Like you said, men mess up a lot too.
We did.
Right? So we almost set an expectation
We
for
done gave
them.
him money for nothing.
Right.
For nothing.
So where did it go wrong? Like in the process of, okay, man comes, he talking to a woman, he set an expectation, she followed through with that expectation, but she start tripping.
Right.
Where in that transition does it need to kind of like stop, somebody get a hold of something? Does man need to say, hey, look, I admit fault? Because I'm big on admitting fault. For sure.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong about something, I ain't got no problem with telling you. There are a lot of women that, that you interact with.
Right.
Stereotypical. There's some good women out there, let's be honest. But there's some women you interact with and they like, I ain't do nothing wrong. Like I don't,
right.
They're not going to admit that.
You should have and that's the toxic femininity that I'm talking about.
We're going to put that link in the episode or at the bottom, man. We got to put that link at the bottom.
Because that's the toxic shit. If you had a role in this, if you can't acknowledge it, and that's the shit you holding on to, because anytime you put it on somebody else, well, you shouldn't have made me mad.
Like you done allowed yourself to get mad, and I got
you sound like a villain.
Yeah.
What type? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You shouldn't have got. Who you, the Incredible Hulk? You shouldn't have made me mad, and I wouldn't have busted your. No, man, you was tripping, and you don't have communication skills.
So a lot of people get mad because they feel like because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because the book of the social book tells you I'm supposed to be mad now, opposed to let me figure this out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got to look at that.
Bit longer.
You got to look at that too. Why you mad?
Right. A lot of them don't know, especially in them, like I said, them stereotypical situations.
Yeah.
Not me and my lady, we ain't got that. But them other situations.
You better say that again. Look into the camera when you say it.
We're good. We're good. But
she was texting you up until that point.
Okay.
When she watched, she said, "Oh, this one." Okay.
Make sure. Make sure when they ask this, you respond.
She might accidentally send it down. I didn't mean to send that. I was in the process of erasing it.
Don't you talk about me not taking the time.
Yeah. But it's just, man, you gotta take it just. It is what it is, but it don't have to be that. Shit can actually be worked through if you're working with somebody who's willing to work.
Gotta put the work in.
Do you think a lot of it is because times has evolved, right? Women didn't have rights back then. Women didn't have a lot of stuff that they can do compared to now where they can get the same job, damn it, they can make the same amount of money we making. Like, women really don't, I say in this era, don't need the type of protection that they once needed. A girl could buy a gun now. A girl could defend herself. Like, do you think that plays a role in probably the lack of accountability, toxic femininity, and also women becoming a little bit more masculine?
Well, I think it plays as much of a role as they let it, because none of that has to change anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we go back, if we go into the country, your grandma knew how to use a gun. You know what I'm saying? Men was out the house, niggas was dying.
Facts.
Big Mama might never get remarried.
That's true.
That's a fact.
But she was figuring that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So the idea of women being able to get to it now, yeah, it's more open and it's able to, but also it was ambitious people at every point in period, in time.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just what you willing to do. And I think women now want that same kind of treatment the ancestors got without
Putting
the
that
same
work
type
for
of
it.
interaction.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, peace in the home is a big thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, back then it might have been because you was gonna get beat. And that's fucked up. But it don't mean that it's a thing that don't need to exist. But you have to find a way to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So we not on that shit. We know we care about women, we respect women, we treat them in a proper way.
Right.
But they've been fed we on the bullshit so much, they don't even know how to receive it. You know what I'm saying? You got lied to enough, everything look like a lie coming at you. Even though I'm showing you what it is, and they do a lot of thinking for other people. I didn't do that because I thought you was gonna get mad because you thought that I wasn't paying.
Boy, look here.
There's a lot going on.
But when you talk to
Look
some
here.
of them, you see that's how, and you like, that's how you thinking?
Right.
Because my thought was, I wanted you to get out the way because it looked like them niggas was about to start swinging.
Right.
That's why I grabbed you and pulled you
Right.
over here. I don't like when you grab, but you get the bitch that ain't listening, she done got slapped all in the head. Because, you understand what I'm saying? Because I ain't like how you told me get the fuck out the way.
Right.
I was saying get the fuck out the way so you ain't get hurt. I'm sorry I said it like that.
Y'all gotta
but-
catch these gems.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta catch these gems. So we big on perspective here too, right?
Cool.
And the thing is, like that right there is so key because when you give a lot of women nowadays, and again, a lot of women, not mine, a lot of women nowadays, it's either you right or you wrong immediately, and they don't take it as perspective. So like that situation you just mentioned on, it's like because you went through that with another man, you know, you meet a new man, you know, it's time to give that man the benefit of the doubt in regards to how he want to treat you.
Go based off what he doing.
Going based off what he doing and not what you went through.
Yeah.
You done gave him the same, baggage that old boy done gave him. And it's not fair because now you're not about to just ruin him. Now you about to ruin his perspective on women too.
Right.
Now he got to double up his his intelligence to say, you know what, all women ain't like this.
Right.
When you could have just did that and it ended it right then and there.
Yeah.
That's a solid point. I got to watch that episode,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
to
yeah.
watch that. I have not seen it, dog.
Yeah, and I just go. That's why my show is just it's a topic, and I try to ride out the topic. That go back to what I was saying with just get your art out there, man. However it is, I know I got the comedy in me. I know I got hours upon hours of comedy, ready to go. because I've been doing it this long, and so it's like, man, let the people see it. Let them receive it how they receive it. Let them find it how they find it. So yeah.
Right. I want to know who inspired you to get into this world of being a comedian.
So if we talking famous comedians, and we talking
it
about
can be anybody. Like
So-
who you saw that say, man, that influenced me to wanna do that.
Okay, so for me, and this still hold up, man. The first comedian I really got to see was Robin Harris, HBO special.
Classic.
I was a little kid.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about this before Bebe's Kids, and then even after Bebe's Kids, I always look back at like, that's an aspiration to have a joke that's good, that's that good that you can turn into a movie. Because Bebe's Kids is based off of one joke. It's not based out of the whole stand-up he did, but one joke can expand into a whole movie. I was like, that's something. And so seeing that, and then the other comedians I came across along the way, and me and Carlos Miller started at the same time in Atlanta. So we used to work at the same spot. So that also was just to have somebody coming into the shit, like, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, just helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? You could cover more ground. Oh, this spot here, this spot, come to this spot, we pull up wherever, like, yeah, so.
That's fine.
Yeah, I probably say that right there.
That's fine. I asked Justin Whitehead this now in his episode.
Okay,
and
that's my dog too.
Yeah.
That man, hey man, hey, I ain't gonna, you over there? I ain't gonna say, all right. He ain't tell you nothing about his old nickname, none of that, man.
Nah, he didn't give us that. Nah,
Man, hey.
he held out.
You know what I'm saying? They call him Rambo in the bottom.
They call him Rambo?
Man, they call him, I ain't gonna
Oh, man, you ain't give us that, Justin.
when he died,
you ain't give us that.
he was,
Rambo.
Yeah, they put him in the paper and everything.
That might have been
he
his
wasn't,
third
he wasn't
strike.
lying to you
Right,
about
the third
the,
strike.
he wasn't
The
lying
third
to you about the, he wasn't lying to you about the story now, but yeah.
Oh, man.
I had to do
Rambo.
it to you. But that's how I met him though.
Now I
So
gotta
he
see
didn't
with
come a
the war
long
paint on his
way.
face,
So
the
it,
Chill.
I'd be so glad to see him far from what he was doing. Cause I remember I was like, boy, you was tripping.
Oh, that's hilarious. He a part of the 85 family.
Yeah.
Again, and I asked him, man, because again, you know, I marvel at the amount of talent that's in that room. You know what I mean? I marvel at that. So how is it being in that room, on those stages, on the road? Like, how is it being around comics that is innovative, you know, and that stands out the way they do in this new era of comedy, where everybody, all of y'all are considered, you know, pseudo the kings of comedy, new kings of comedy, right? So how is it being in there?
It might sound crazy, but familiar.
Yeah.
It's familiar. We was doing this without the camera.
Yeah.
We was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whoever, Lowe's house was a hub. You know what I'm saying? We might have been to Dirty South's house for some stuff. My house might have been a spot for like, we was always getting together and kicking the shit before. If we go in the green room, we pop in it's the people. You know what I'm saying? It's the people. It ain't the environment. You used to think it's the environment. I like the vibe of the green room. I like how I feel in the green room. No, you like these people in the green room talking shit, giving you their perspective, their point of view on life. And I think we've had, like, I done watched Los have so many different iterations of this. You know, I done watched, okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Let's try an internet radio show. Let's see if this works. We over here with this thing. So to see it work, I'm like, it's been working.
Right.
It just, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's rolling. So yeah.
It's wild because when we had Justin here, he talked about how this generation is different than y'all compared to, like you said, y'all was doing it without no cameras, just shooting it. Whereas in this generation now, there's a camera out for every little thing. You get what I'm saying? So that's crazy to keep in perspective.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So peep this, right? You got two comics, right? Two comics, allotted the same resources, you know, came up at the same time, been given the same opportunities, but down the line, one comic didn't make it and one comic did.
Yeah.
With your experience, why did that comic not make it? if they all have the same things, why did that comic not?
A lot of times, the best I can say is they stopped. They stopped. There's nothing stopping you unless you stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's what one of my OGs, Zoo Man, used to say. You the only thing stopping you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's different, but also you can't compare somebody else's journey to your journey.
That part, right.
You know what I'm saying? They might have, it might look better, but in this day and age, we don't know what they did to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It might look better, but do it feel better? This might not look as good, but it might feel way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I tell this to my girl, like, because, you know, we at Instagram age. We looking at what's online. It looked like, I was like, baby, you don't know what she had to do to get over there.
Hello.
She probably did something you wouldn't do to get over, and you don't know. And I'm not saying that somebody did do that or didn't, but be happy where you at with how you got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got shit and you still miserable, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, can't blame nobody else.
Like, whatever opportunity you got to work, go work it. And I fuck with y'all on this podcast because y'all talk about pivot and transition, and that's how it has to be sometimes. Like, I had to move to the writing thing. I done had to move to this thing. I done had to, okay, who rocking with me, who not rocking? Like, House of Pain, like, that was my first acting thing. I still get called to do episodes to this day. And they pay better every time. So I will.
You're doing something right.
Hey man,
doing something right on.
Yeah. So shout out to Tyler Perry and them over there, man. But yeah.
That's love. That's love. So, you know, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here, but, you know, after every segment, you know, we like to, if you have children, you talk to your children.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't have children, you can talk to your younger self. But we, after every episode, we kind of summarize what we talked about.
Okay.
And we do it in a way where when we're speaking on our transitions, we want to help out our younger generation of our children or of our younger self to not go through some of those situations and kind of avoid, you know, some of the pain, even though it does build character, right?
Yeah.
And it does make you who you are. You still don't want to see them hurt, so you want to try to help navigate and get them there faster.
Yeah.
So, you know, you look in that camera there, and if you would, you have a little one.
Yeah.
You have a little one. You're gonna be your parenthood is going to mean something when he's 3.
Yeah.
Parenthood gonna mean something when he start understanding and start talking back to you and start
he already
saying why.
He done asked all types of man.
You get to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, but then he act like he'll understand. Oh,
Yeah.
I get
it.
I'm like, you don't, but I'm glad you at least like
Right.
they respected me enough. Yeah.
Exactly. So go into, you know, giving your example of what we talked about here on a transition stage to help him out to be able to listen to this one day and say, you know, I'm gonna listen to that and I'm gonna be better for it.
All right, bet. Hey man, go forward. Go forward. Even if you fall forward. You understand? Go forward. That's how you gonna get them yards. That's how you gonna gain it. Don't be scared to put stuff out there. Step out there. Step out your comfort zone. The more uncomfortable you get, the better you gonna be prepared. Listen, man, don't worry about L's. Every loss is a lesson. Keep going. You gonna learn stuff and things that you don't even know. Like, the Lord had already put in you what you needed. David and Goliath, David knew how to sling that shot. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to swing that rock around. He had been doing it the whole time, killing wolves, lions, whatever was coming to get the sheep. So a lot of times the stuff that you might be worried about is already in you. Just go do it. Step out there on faith. You don't have to know how to do the stuff to get it done. And history's shown you this many times. So, hey, man, if anything, fall forward. I ain't never mad at you for falling forward. And get back up and fall forward again. Like, guess what? You're going to be further than where you were. So, yeah.
That's love. Hey, you gotta listen to that.
Yes, sir.
Young man, if you don't hear that, hey, look, something wrong now.
Yeah, hey man, hey.
Touch me,
Tell
guys.
us
That's what I'm
Tabernacle right
saying,
there,
man.
bro.
No, thank y'all, man.
Tabernacle right
I
now.
like that y'all got this. This is a positive vibe,
Yeah.
man. It's a good
That's
vibe.
love.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate you being here.
we
dog.
definitely want to. Before we get out of here, we want to shout out Details Barbershop.
Oh, yeah,
right here.
definitely. Thank you.
Right down the street here in Jacksonville. If you're in Jacksonville Beach, excuse me. If you're in Jacksonville Beach, make your way over to Details Barbershop. Coach, tell Coach that the Keep It a Buck pod sent you. Don't tell him Jarvis sent you. He ain't gonna know. Tell him Josh Evans sent you. You know, definitely the star right here. But Clayton, man, I thank you so much,
Nah,
man.
thank y'all, man.
For taking
Appreciate
time out
it,
your
man.
business
Thank
schedule
y'all.
for sure. And
Yeah.
appreciate it. You good, Jay?
I'm good, bro.
Hey, and a buck was kept.
Thank God.